Namaste, Jagdish here. As part of our conversations on learning for transformation, we are entering episode 10. Episode 10, we look at lesson 9 of the series. Lesson 9 is going to look at the methods and ways of co-constructing hypothesis. We had seen in the earlier episodes that all knowledge is nothing but a series of hypotheses, a set of hypotheses. Teaching children or education, in other words, is nothing but co-constructing these hypotheses, making hypothesis more and more accommodative. Any hypothesis that accommodates the maximum number of our experiences in human life is the most important hypothesis for us all. And a hypothesis that has been approved, that has been considered right by all of us, we have agreed to consider that right, becomes a law. Probably it becomes a theory. So, without getting into the distinctions of what hypothesis is, what theory is, what law is, probably it is good for us to just explore this important aspect of hypothesis itself. Hypothesis can be easily looked at as something like we construct in order to make sense of something. In order to make sense of the fact that I am not able to see a ship that's actually traveling in the ocean, one of the hypotheses is that there is an end somewhere beyond which the ship falls. Or probably another hypothesis could be that the earth is circular, that's why we are not able to see, because we are seeing a particular plane moment the ship transits into another dimension of the sphere, we are not able to see it. So that hypothesis works for us. All our knowledge is nothing but a set of hypotheses, a series of hypotheses. It could be God. A hypothesis of God actually worked well for us for a long time. Now, it could be the hypothesis of universal energy, any hypothesis for that matter. This series of hypotheses has to be co-constructed with a child. That is what actually is education. Instead of dispersing more and more hypotheses that we always have acquired from our childhood, it could be God, it could be culture, it could be manners, it could be gravitational law, anything. Co-constructing this hypothesis is where real education, constructivism really happens. We construct learning. Now, in order to do that, probably we need to explore that. All hypothesis actually is based on our ability to observe. Let's look at this example of the discovery of the later planets in the solar system. Maybe Uranus, maybe Neptune, maybe Pluto itself. First, it begins with the hypothesis that beyond these planets, there is some other planet which could be existing, because as per mathematical calculations, the orbit that Uranus is supposed to take doesn't appear to be taking the same orbit. It's slightly twisted. It's slightly, wavered. It's not the right orbit. It's not exactly the way we have predicted through mathematics. It is waving probably because there is an influence of another planet just outside the orbit of Uranus. So it is better to explore this hypothesis. And this hypothesis really has happened because somebody was able to observe that Uranus actually not orbiting in the same path. If you had considered the mathematical predictions, estimation that made us believe that Uranus is actually orbiting in a particular orbit, we wouldn't have observed it. Observation is the basis of creating a hypothesis that we can depend on. So one of the most important points of doing this is to make observation. This observation in educational parlance is called as being able to take input. Many a time you would have seen our children commit mistakes because they have not taken the data properly. They have a mathematics paper, they see the question, and the moment they see the question, they start solving it, probably without actually registering all the data that is available in the question. When we start solving issues, when we start answering questions without actually registering all the data, we see that many a time it creates problems. One of the main important things in teaching children, in fact, we can't teach children, but we can really facilitate a process that actually through which learning can happen. This is what is called as learning for transformation. The beginning point of learning is the ability to gather data, to observe, to see, and the only obstruction that doesn't allow us to see is knowingness. When we think we know, we don't observe. It could be about our own children, it could be about the cosmos, it could be about the stars. We'll keep conversing on that. What are the next steps beyond input? Be with me, Jagdish here. Thank you so much.